back with another video. So we're going to be talking about the differences in books we like. So I've actually been reading this novel, and it's called The Prison Project. Have you heard of it?
No, what is it about?
So basically, it's like these two girls um, leave from their small, hick town, and the government's doing like this newest experiment in reforming these criminals. And there's like some mafia. These two guys who are the main characters with the two best friends, and they're in the mafia, and it's kind of a slower burn romance.
Hmm.
Um, it's more like bad boy, good girl, but like very soft. There's not a lot of action. The most action has been kissing.
My.
So there
Well,
hasn't
that is
been
definitely not what I read. That's for sure.
much. Well, and it's still ongoing, and I love it. So far, I've loved it. I've read 171 chapters, and that's what it's capped at right now. Like I
Hmm.
said, it's still ongoing. So I've been waiting. I have been kind of wanting a little bit more spice. I'm not gonna lie. What books have you been on?
I've I'm almost done reading Little Stranger. It's pretty good. It's got a lot of trigger warnings. Um,
Oh gosh, what are they?
well, they are CNC, dubious consent, drugging, branding, choking, sex over a dying body, with other kinks like brother sister kink, knife play, primal play, blood play, pain, screwdriver fear, labor eating, anal, and spider play.
Oh my gosh. So
Just a
what's like
grocery
a
list. That's just there's just a few.
so is this like fantasy or portraying like real life?
It's portraying real life. There's like no magic to it
So
at
what's
all
like the
whatsoever.
main plot?
What's the thing? What?
Like what's like the main plot of it?
It's basically about this girl who gets adopted by this family, and then a little while later, they adopt a little boy, and he's like 1 year older than she is, and so they grow up together, and things happen between them. It's not really a trope
Yeah.
that I'm into specifically, because I have a stepbrother, and I would touch him with a 10-foot pole. Um,
Oh.
but it's a really good book. I literally had 20 pages left before I had to leave for work this morning, and I was mad because I had to stop.
Dang, so it's that good.
It's that good. I've been reading it every chance that I got for the past few days. I don't even think I've started this book a week ago. It's
Dang.
the first spicy novel of the year.
Hey. So it's pretty spicy. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say? How like intense are the scenes?
They are quite intense, actually.
See, mine is just
um,
like kissing. That's all that's like happened.
yeah, well, I don't know how high, kidnapping would be on that scale, but I assure you it would be pretty high. So I'm gonna say a 10 out of 10 because that is not the only thing that happens.
Oh my gosh. But
It's like
see,
stalker and possessive is like the dude or whatever. But if you're into that, I mean, go ahead.
I need to get more into like the dark books. I feel like I always have, I'm a creature of habit, so I feel like I'm always reading the same like themed books, and I don't really like dabble in anything else. So I really kind of want to try, like a stalker obsession, or something, that something else that's like super dark.
Hmm.
But I do have this flaw. Okay, tell me if it's a flaw. I'm pretty sure everybody would think it. So I love the cliche, sappy, happy endings. Okay,
Right.
what I do is if I read a description of the book and I'm like, okay, this is really interesting, I will flip to the end to make sure it's a happy ending. Is that a flaw, yes or no?
I personally feel like it is, but I do know other people that do what you do, like the psychopaths y'all are. Um, I like to live in the book while the book is happening because if I know what happens at the end, what matters? I already know how it ends. Like,
True. I mean,
especially like,
that's a good point.
right. Especially like if it's something like super twisted, like if the plot twists and I read the end of the book, that's your dramatic irony right out the window. You
Yeah,
know?
that's true. I just, I like the happy ending, so I guess my biggest thing would be I would feel like I wasted my time if I read a whole book and I hated the ending. And I know that's like spoiler alert, whatever, but I'm like, I want the happy cliche ending. I want the stalker to fall in love, and it's happy.
Right. Well, I would also disagree with you there, but also, like, if it's a good book with a bad ending, like, that's how I know I actually like the book. Because if it's a bad book with a bad ending, well, the book was just bad. You know what I'm saying?
True.
But if it's a good book
Yeah.
with a bad ending, you know I'm waiting for the next one to come out. Shows I
I
actually liked it.
see. Okay. I don't like sequels to books.
Oh, that is also a
Is,
good point.
is that weird?
No,
I don't like sequels. I like sequels to movies,
right.
which is weird. I don't like sequels to books. If
I
I'm gonna read it, I want it to be complete, done. I'm moving on.
right. Um, excuse me. Well, that's true because like you'll read the first book and you'll get the whole vibe of that book and you're wanting the book to be maybe not the same as the first one but very similar and that's rarely the case. Like it's never the same vibe. It's different. Like time has passed or you know what I'm saying? I'm not going in and reading like I don't know. Little Stranger is a sequel actually, I think. And so the next book after that is going to be probably about different people, probably of the same family, but it's a whole different plot. So practically a whole nother book instead of what I was reading beforehand.
True. I just, if it's a happy ending, I want to leave it at that. I don't like it, where sometimes it's like the whatever. Um, it ends off bad, and I know that's like so. It's such a psychopath of me to do that, but I do it almost every single book. I'll go
Right.
to the ending.
I can't bring myself to do it.
Okay, is this also bad? Sometimes I'll skim through books to see if there's any spicy scenes because I'm so curious to like get there.
See, that's another thing. Like I said, I want to live in the book while the book is happening. I want to find out that there's, spicy scenes or, because I want to be as surprised as, the book is.
You want to be as surprised as the main character.
Yes, because I am the main character. When I read a
Oh.
book and it's in first POV, I'm the POV.
So do
Okay.
you ever fantasize while you're reading the book then?
I go, well,
That
no. Why would I do that?
main character energy.
It just, yeah, no, yep, yes, I do. Nope.
But honestly, it's hard not to when,
Why
you know,
not? Why read a book if you don't live vicariously through the characters? That's the
I
whole
mean,
point,
that's
to immerse yourself in a different atmosphere.
honestly for me, books are like an escape. That is my escape. You know, because you're not seeing something visually
Yeah,
with your
you
eyes,
have
you're
to make up
imagining it.
everything. So it's your own interpretation. Like my interpretation of my book could be a different interpretation for a different person with the same book. For, what the details don't cover.
Yeah, because I do imagine, sometimes I think like, how would the way the book, will like describe a character, I'm like, in my mind, I come up with something, but I'm like, what does that actually look like?
Right, right. See, and that's where it just one book can be multiple different atmospheres for different people, and that's why I really like them.
I know, I get so invested. There are times when like I don't even want to eat, I don't even want to sleep. Like if a book is that good,
Mm,
I'm like, I need to read this. I will stay up all night just so I can finish the book. I can finish
right.
the book in a day if I'm so invested into that book. I can finish it if it's just not a lot of, point of views. I can understand it good. The plot is good. I
Mm.
will not move until that book is done. Like, that is how much I invest in books.
You want to know what's the worst thing? Is
What?
like when you're in bed and you're reading just to, decompress and right before you go to sleep and it starts to get good.
Oh
I'm not
my God.
sleeping. I'm not
I'm
sleeping.
so glad you brought that up because that has happened to me so many times. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed, and I get to the plot, and it's so good, and I'm like, I can't sleep. I have to finish this book.
It's literally the last piece you're waiting for, and then there's another piece behind it.
Don't see that is the only problem that I have with novels is if they're not complete, and you're reading a book that's not complete, and
Mm,
read are novels and they're ongoing. So the plot is the biggest point of the book when it's all the way at the end. In a
right.
sense of there's more chapters to update. So you're waiting for those chapters and you're like, it's that needs to be scratched. You're like, when is the new update? When is the new update? I want to see it. So it's not like, you reading a book and it's completely finished. I have to keep waiting, and I don't know why I do it to myself, but it's so hard not to. Because I find these just books on, all kinds of like apps and stuff. You remember Wattpad?
I was in love with Wattpad. I had my own account, and I posted my own stuff.
I mean, it's hard not to. A lot of the books
I
though are pretty good.
Yeah, I had to give up Wattpad because literally all I would do is wait for people to post, and it was so sad.
Yes. And sometimes it's like people that like near the holidays or something, and you're like, please, Prepares at
Yes.
Christmas update.
Please give me a chapter for Christmas. And they're like, sorry guys, we were gone for 4 weeks. We were
Sorry
taking
guys,
a
we're
break
gone
for
for
the
a year.
holidays.
I know.
But
So
what
now
about
I
my
need to start.
Christmas?
I
It's
need to
so
start
good.
reading like completed books because
Yeah,
I need to read dark. I need to read books. I need to just say get out of my comfort zone and do it.
right.
I want full
I
spice.
definitely don't think you should go too dark, but there's this one good series. It's the ACOTAR series. It's like the Court of Thorns and Roses. There's Mist and Fury. And then there's two more. And I can't remember for the life of me what the names of them are. And those are kind of like a fantasy, romance. They're, a little magical wow wow kind of going on.
Oh
And like,
yes,
but
I need a
also
lot of
with that,
that.
there's a good like storyline, good plot. And so, it's a really good series.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look into that then. I think that sounds good.
And I find it weirdly enough, the one character I really liked was actually portrayed as a villain at first, and then he ends up being a good guy. And I thought that was so funny.
Like, that guy is horrible. And then it's like,
No, I liked
villain.
him when he was also horrible. I think I
I'm
think
not
I
gonna
have
lie, there's something
issues.
about Toxic. There is
There's
something
another I
about
just ugh,
Toxic. Or like,
there is.
about, there's something about Forbidden that is so tasteful.
Ooh, we can't do it. That's what makes it hot. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
There
this
is
is
just something
dangerous.
about
This is why
it.
we should do it. If you're
Yes.
not a little scared, are you ever really having fun?
I need that on a shirt. I need that on a shirt. If you're not scared, are you even having fun?
Thank you. Thought it from my noggin.
Honestly, we need to make a shirt. We need to go around and put that on a shirt.
I actually have the resources to make the shirts.
I say let's do it.
Heck yeah. But yeah, no, I'm into like the really dark stuff.
Oh, I know. Chains and whips. Who?
Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever read about a chain or a whip. To be honest with you. That's like some of the most basic stuff. For me,
So
personally. Because, you
true.
know, once you're deep in the trenches, you're kind of staying there for a while. Just a lot of how would I explain it? Um, None of them are nice. Do
I do
not
like
take these books home to your families.
I like these I like those bad boys. I like the bad vibes.
Well, you say that, and then you're gonna get a hold of one of my books, and you're gonna be like, oh dear Lord,
This is too much.
this is too much. But like, one of the craziest things that happened, okay, this, I don't know if this would have to get bleeped out or anything, is he kidnapped her, chained her up, and used her.
Dang.
Dang, don't speak too fast. Wow.
So, was this like a romance or what?
Yeah, it was a dark romance, and it is extremely dark. It's quite twisted.